What up, YouTube? It's your boy T Flame, and I got my boy Jeffrey Warfield on here. And how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Happy Hanukkah. No, I'm just kidding. How you been, Jeffrey? What you been up on your end of the woods, brother?
Nothing. Just still trying to get settled into my apartment, but other than that, that's it. Everything is good.
Right on. Yeah, I've just had to move all this shit back, but I got a little bit of a cleaner area to work with. I know you guys can't see much from the angle of the camera, but it was kind of a clusterfuck in here, and it's a lot better now. And can't take credit for it. My gal, she straightened some shit up, and had to work late again tonight. And sorry it took so long, guys. I had to push the video back again and again, but show up late like the Flash, but I always deliver. You know what I'm saying? So right off rip, guys, since it's Friday, we're going to do a little jam sesh. I got me a twisted tea over here, with a little kick to it. And we're going to do a little jam session, and we're going to play a song from my man, Jeffrey Warfield, a.k.a. Watchtower. He requested this for this jam session, so we're going to go ahead and throw this on, and then we're going to dive in. So let's get it.
Dangerous man with a dangerous plan. I come in cleaning up on me, the maintenance man. I just come with the facts. I ain't come here to brag. Don't even come and talk to me unless you come with the bag. Cause the good guys, they never stand a chance. So I'm an outlaw, southpaw. Had to switch up my stance. Now I take matters into my own hands. Vigilante, and you'll see. You don't want to mess with me. I'm a dangerous one, a dangerous one. You'll see. You don't want to mess with me. I'm a dangerous one, a dangerous one. Please believe you don't want to mess with me. I'm out here like a wanted man. Understand, see, you don't want to mess with me.
Cheers.
Like a wanted man. Like a wanted man. I'm a rebel, never settle. Keep my foot mashing the pedal. We wild like heavy metal. I rock on a different level. Yeah, they thought they could block us. Yeah, now they gotta watch us. At the top, you can spot us. Yeah, nobody can stop us. Man, it's rough around here. That's why I'm rough around the edges. Like the game's last seconds. Man, I'm full court pressing. Anyone that said I couldn't do it, now they can see. I think we all agree. You don't want to mess with me. I'm a dangerous one, a dangerous one. You'll see. You don't want to mess with me. I'm a dangerous one, a dangerous one. Please believe you don't want to mess with me. I'm out here like a wanted man. Understand, see, you don't want to mess with me. Yeah. You don't really want it with me. You don't really want it with me. Saying, we ain't playing. Nah, we ain't playing. Give me space when I step into place. Nobody's safe. Give me space when I step into place. Nobody's safe. Give me space when I step into place. Nobody's safe. I'm a dangerous one, a dangerous one. You'll see, you don't want to mess with me. I'm a dangerous one, a dangerous one. Please believe, you don't want to mess with me. I'm a dangerous one, a dangerous one. You'll see, you don't want to mess with me. I'm a dangerous one, a dangerous one. Please believe, you don't want to mess with me. I'm out here like a wanted man. Understand, see, you don't want to mess with me. Like a wanted man, like a wanted man. wanted man, like a wanted man.
Woo!
Now you see why you chose that song.
That was a good song, man. I liked it. I dug it, man. Yeah, Jeffrey Warfield style. That was Watchtower style, y'all. Man, oh man. So let's jump into some of these comments I see here. Hold on real quick. Stop that. I can't see. What is that? Yeah, microphone's in my way, man. In my way, man. All right. So we've got, this was quite a while ago, Ray's collection. Don't know if you're still around, brother. Hope you're good, bro. Yeah, everything's good this way, brother. Know it. Know it. You know it, dog. Hey, Dr. Fate, let's get it. Yep. Ray's collection again. Hello, bro.
Hey.
What's up? All right.
All right.
So, man, so let's get into it, man. So, there's a lot of
You're froze. You're frozen. You're frozen. Dude, you're frozen. Okay. So, okay, now that. So, yeah, this live stream was, this is Jeffrey here. While T Flame is frozen here for a bit. Guess I'll really try to guide the stream for a bit. And yeah, as it says, this was really supposed to be there is a major Ayer cut update that not a lot of people are talking about, and really that has to do with David Ayer posting a lot of pictures, like he posted the concept art of the original design of Enchantress, and it was very early AM, and hold on, Rasha Taylor. Tell us what we're talking about. So it was what we're going to talk about was the Ayer cut update, that really what was going to happen was we were talking about the pictures where really David Ayer posted on his Instagram story 2 days in a row of Ayer cut stuff, with first being the Enchantress concept art design that she was originally supposed to look like. And I wish I could control strong arms stuff, but to show you what it looked like. But yeah, David Ayer did post the original design of Enchantress and what she was supposed to look like, and that really shocked the world a bit. And so, and it was like a lot more majestic than what we were given in the theatrical cut. Hey there.
Yay. I'm back, man. I knew it was going to happen, Jeffrey. I knew that shit was going to go down, man. This internet is poop sauce, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, so what did I miss? What did I miss, brother?
So I was talking about really the Enchantress art design that David Ayer posted, I want to say 3 days ago now. So, yeah, I didn't get too deep on that.
Yeah, Rasha Taylor, hi. Tell us what we're talking about. The concept art looks so different than what we got. And yes, and since we're already on that topic, let's go ahead and let's jump over and let's check this shit out. And if my stream goes down again, it shouldn't. But if it does, Jeffrey, just keep the show rolling. Don't make the people wait, brother.
Okay.
So we're gonna hop over. Let's see if I can figure how to do this without it crashing. Boom, boom.
Okay.
All right, now let's jump right over to David. And let's check this out, guys. Let's see what is going on with David Ayer's Suicide Squad, and let's look at the latest and everything that's been posted. So right away, I just want to go down to these posts. The one that we're talking about right now is with the Enchantress, and I know which one they're talking about. Man, and I missed half of this being at work.
Oh, wow.
I did. I mean, I seen some of it, but oh my God, and there's the Joker right there. God damn it. What did I do? No! Why did it go down? Oh man. But yes, and just bear with me, folks.
I'll DM you the image.
I seen it. David posted that. He posted that concept art. To me, that didn't look like concept art. That looked like a still from his actual film with the unfinished VFX for it in the third act of the Ayer cut. That did not look like concept art to me at all.
And you're actually right, because someone like a hater actually commented on it and said that this was awesome. Yeah.
Yes. Now, if you look at this close, this is too. You can tell that this is really the actor right here, wearing probably a bra and some kind of outfit, with the tattoos over it, of the witches, and then light VFX over it with just the concept art. Not just the concept art, with definitely unfinished VFX. Definitely.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting is how right here, if you look, there's another face right here. There's a face right here. Do you see it? There's an eye, there's a mouth, and here's the hair.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
If you look close, that's interesting to me because in the actual not this, but actual concept art, David drew a lot of the creatures with double heads, double faces, a lot of Illuminati references in the artwork and stuff. And it makes you wonder, what would the final finished look for his film, for his characters look like, especially in the third act.
Yeah, because I do know this. Just looking at this, you can tell that the scene. Wait, do you hear an echo?
What?
Do you hear an echo?
I do not.
Oh, then that's probably just me.
Yeah, it must be on your end. You're good over here, though.
Okay. Okay, now I'm So, as I was saying, what I see, you can tell from the difference between just looking at this and what we got in the theatrical cut. You can tell that David Ayer was going for a more majestic look in his cut of what the Enchantress would look like, and not the more demonic form.
Yes.
which really like yeah you because yeah like you can see like how much brighter and the more
Yeah.
angelic he looks compared to the more demonic the more demonic version that we got. Which, if
Yes.
you think about it, like if people would fall for beauty, so in that sense, it would make it would make sense for David David to actually pay more angelic touch to Enchantress.
And like I said, and I just want to correct people, because this is not concept art.
Yep,
I
and
really want to stress that because I see a lot of comments on Twitter that say this is concept art, not a photo. This is not concept art. This is, you can tell that this is the actor wearing, a bra and underwear, undergarment type shit on the set, and you can see that light VFX have been applied over top of it. You can tell concept art from real life, and
yeah,
unless he's done something that I've never seen done before,
and
which is take actual concept art and then pay to put CGI over it, which is highly unlikely. He's
and
got his cut of his film, and just like Zach, before he was allowed to announce it, he's got his baby tucked away. He can't show it to nobody but himself, maybe one or two people that are real close to him. And like Zach's, it's almost all the way done, but still has VFX work that needs finished in the heavy CGI areas.
And this is actually already confirmed because Hater actually responded to the picture that someone tweeted, and he said that it's awful. And David actually
Yeah, I've seen that bullshit.
retweeted that tweet and said, "Nah, this is unfinished. Like this is unfinished CGI. It still has work to be done."
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Say David would have just said, actually, it's unfinished. Just the word unfinished, okay? What is concept art? Concept art is concept art. It's finished when it's, period. Like when you see it, that's what it is. It's concept art. There's nothing that needs finished to fucking concept art. It's because it's a concept art. You know what I'm saying? It's concept art, okay? This shit right here, just the fact that he said it's unfinished, yes, that's what it means. That's perfectly hinting at the truth. That basically, I mean, maybe he could have took a picture from his phone of the movie, his cut rolling on his screen, playing frames. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could have took a picture of it like that. But my point is, what we're looking at for the most part, somebody could have took a picture of his motion picture Ayer cut, or he could have took a picture of his own shit while it was playing and was like, what do I got for these guys? The same way that Zach has done many times, or he could have had it on his computer and digitally screenshotted it, you know what I'm saying, from his cut. But either way, this is the third act of the true Ayer cut with showing the level of VFX that were applied in this scene, which you can tell that there's definitely some there, but it's not finished. You can tell mainly when you look at the top center of her head and you see that there's just a light outline of like that helmet type shit that she had in the actual theatrical cut. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, but there is some differences, but that's what that is. But there's also this black shade of like spiky hair and like eyeballs and like mouths, like three all-seeing eyes and like a mouth, and it looks like there's like spirits in the background, or a tormented, or maybe like the dark side of the witch, the more demonic side. You know what I mean? Who knows? But
yeah,
there's all kinds of shit going on. And this is something that needs really, really polished, very good with VFX, because David's VFX, the character of Enchantress, her special effects are so majestic that they need done to preciseness to be able to get a full outlook. Like, oh, that's what this is. That's what this is. That's what this is. But you can get a really good general idea from looking at this image here, what it is, so the final version is roughly supposed to look like.
Yeah.
You know? And it's interesting to me that it looks like she almost looks like a fallen angel with like some Egyptian Illuminati like persuasion mixed in.
Yeah, because really, like, if you just looked at if you actually look at the actual concept art of what Enchantress was supposed to look like, she was actually very majestic, like I said, very glowy, and in the sense of something to be worshipped, and it really wasn't very demonic, but something like in the more angelic side, like I said. So maybe there's like
Yeah.
a two-faced version of Enchantress, like one
Yeah.
face is her being mad, and one where she's more merciful.
Yes, you know what I mean? It could be like that a part of her is still herself that's not being possessed by the Enchantress. And she has control over a certain amount of herself to a degree, but she's still like, out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the other side is just the pure wickedness, and she's like, flips, like her face is like do like some vibration blur shit, and she changes, and like you know what I mean. You just don't know. We don't know what he was going for. And to add to my to further my point, you remember, okay, for example, we know that this would not be far from stuff that would have been done prior to this being a sequel to BVS and an ending for Justice League. We know in Justice League that for example, the mother boxes had a voice in the movie. They had an actor cast to play their voice, and they would talk and manipulate people, specifically Cyborg, into trying to do bad shit. And this could be a similar thing with a voice in her ear right here.
Yep.
For all we know, with the mother boxes being a part of the original third act of the Ayer cut, that could be the original spirit that's inside of the mother box. This could be after she's tapped into the potential of the mother box and powered and starting to power up even more in the third act towards the finale. And that could be the voice or the spirit that's in her ear that's from the mother box, like the spirit was in Cyborg's ear saying, come home and your parents, or you can have everything you want. Your family's here. Just do this.
Yep, and it also would make sense in a way because if you think about it, how would Enchantress know about the mother boxes and what they do and who they're affiliated with? Like, it would make sense for the mother boxes to be like a very like a being of some kind. And actually, in the comics, it is actually confirmed that Steppenwolf's mother is actually in the mother boxes, which really then explains the whole mother thing.
And you know what I just thought about, Jeffrey? Okay, so think about this now. Okay, think back to the Suicide Squad theatrical cut, right?
Okay.
Remember that scene where the Enchantress teleported into Waller's room and she was asleep? Okay.
Yeah.
And right there is the box with her heart in it, right? She looks at it. She's sleeping. She could have killed her in her sleep, took the box and dipped. Why did she look over at the shelf and then it whispered to her, and it was her brother's little statue vial. She grabs it and teleports. Now, tell me this. Wouldn't it make sense that initially what it is supposed to be in David's cut, that's a mother box sitting there in Waller's room, and it's talking, and that's what's whispering to her, and that's why it's kind of like got like a thing where it like pulls your deepest and darkest desires out of you and makes you act on them. And it being the Enchantress, You know, it would have to be something hella important or hella hypnotizing to make the Enchantress boom into her room, not kill her immediately, and take the box with her heart and can run and just straight dip. I don't care, brother or not. That makes more sense for a mother box to be in her head, hypnotizing or calling her, and that's why she looked at it and she made the decision, mother box, because this is all nothing but pure power, and everything that I ever wanted is right here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then she teleports out with the box, and that's when all the shit starts going off in the air, and that's the mother box being activated, shooting a portal into the air.
Yep, and it also makes sense because I don't think that David mentioned at all about the Enchantress's brother. Because we do know this, that the third act was going to be Enchantress with Steppenwolf.
Yeah, her brother, the CGI figure that was her brother, that was going to be the OG Steppenwolf from BVS. Okay,
yeah,
that they took his figure and just came up out of their ass. Oh, you know what? We're going to give her a brother.
Yep.
and they just CGI'd a hot mess.
So that has another theory for me. What if the mother box that's in the Ayer cut is actually the mother box of man, and the doctor who becomes Enchantress found the tomb of the mother box of man?
Oh my God. Man, you guys hearing this shit, man? We're going balls deep into this shit right now, man. Some straight 007 secret CIA level type shit.
Yeah.
And man, that is something to think about. I mean, if you think about it, that would make perfect sense that maybe the Enchantress was just one of the things among an ancient like Egyptian tomb of mankind, and that was, you know, roughly the area that the mother box was supposed to be, but maybe Waller beat her to it. And at that point, she didn't even know who Waller was. She was just like some, you know, nerdy chick that, like, you know, was really smart, was like an archaeologist, and was just, you know, researching, happened to be looking for the same thing that Waller was looking for. And this is because, they never showed, how did Waller and the Enchantress first meet? And how did she first put the Enchantress under her control? The movie starts off and she's just like, I'm talking about a spell casting, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, for all we know, Waller was tailing her in real time to this tomb. And she ended up, maybe Waller was the one that accidentally fought her for the mother box, and then she got possessed on accident by something else that was there that just happened to be like a vial that contained the Enchantress's presence.
Right.
Because, you know, there could have been all kinds of mythological shit there that probably played a larger role in the overall arcing scheme of the movie.
Yep, because really, even in the theatrical cut, you could see that there was a lot of space for that tomb for just there to be two statues. There's no way that there was only two statues in there.
No, and you know, another thing is too, doesn't that sound so much more interesting to watch in the Suicide Squad movie than just skipping around in raw edited videos and then a female Amanda Waller just telling us about shit that happened as soon as the movie starts and making it super uninteresting, showing like some Tomb Raider shit during the first 20 minutes of the movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm like really diving deep into like some prehistoric, like Egyptian tomb raiding type shit.
Yeah.
Like, and really like starting the mythos and like expanding the mythos, and maybe there's Easter eggs in there that are nod to certain DC characters that are long forgotten, or things to come. Maybe in the background there's a a mural similar to the one that Wonder Woman finds in Justice League that foretells of dark side arising. There could be so many things in here like that we just don't know about. Now, I believe that Ayer has two cuts. I believe that Ayer has his cut that is pretty true to his vision, but slightly altered studio interference. And that's the one that we seen in the first trailer at San Diego Comic-Con for Suicide Squad. That was real ominous. It was still very true to his vision, but I believe that his true vision that went into like Steppenwolf and the mother boxes and all these like different details and Easter eggs, that was like a separate cut that like they just straight up wouldn't even green light. And like that's probably very undone to a degree. Because David has stated that he does not have a finished film whatsoever with a finished Steppenwolf at all. But he said that that's what was supposed to be in it. But either way, the cut that he has now is still totally different than what we got in theaters and is the most true to his vision. See, like that was the same thing with Zach, but see now HBO Max, they're letting him fund his true vision, that one that Chris Terrio and him came up with that was immediately deemed too dark and too crazy. And they're like, and Zach was like, well, maybe we are, maybe we're fucking nuts. And so they altered it right off rip before they started shooting, but followed.
Actually, no. This is what Zach actually said about that original script. He said he shot a lot of the original script, but then they were like, before they butchered it. So really, there's three cuts of Justice League. There's Justice League, and then there's the rewrite of the script of, aka the 214 that we were going for, and then we have the additional photography that is going to the original script.
Oh yeah, the original, yes. And I feel like there is something very similar in the aspect of the Ayer cut. I feel like the situation is extremely, extremely similar. Seeing as that this took place right before the shooting of Justice League. The decisions that they made and the time frame that this came out like, you're talking a year, not even a full year before. Actually, I think they started filming the Justice League. Zach was filming Justice League when this was about to come out.
Yeah, because he said that he
so one of them was like almost done, and one of them was in the middle of filming. So this is around the same time frame, and Zach and David were in two totally different levels of completedness with their projects. Degrees of completedness. But the point is that the time frame they made that Warner Brothers Pictures made these fucked up decisions. This is what was going on with the both of them. They're both filming at the time. Yes, a movie came out a year after another one, but the filming and shit was at the same time. It's their, Warner Brothers owns the shit, the rights to it. They're in charge. So if they're coming down on Zach's head, you best believe they were coming down on David and Zach at the same fucking time. It would be right around the same time frame of the dumb shit that they pulled. So it would make sense that it would be a similar situation with David, or that it like it was with Zach.
Yep, and also it just like Zach actually confirmed that right after Batman versus Superman, they were already shooting Justice League. So really, you can expect it to them to shoot Justice League starting from 2016.
Right. And let's see what this says right here. I'm just interested in this tweet. It says, do any of these remind you of the Suicide Squad that we got? And then it said the only let's see. Said, too bad it was all snuffed out by all the confetti. Yeah, I don't understand what all this confetti shit was. And this, I guess they were trying to make it appeal to teenagers and little kids or something, which, I mean, I get it. I mean, that's the point. But, you know, you can still do this shit while staying true to the actor, to the director, the creators, the artist's true vision. You don't, you know, you can add, you know, none of them are going to get upset that you're adding little special effects in the background for like intros. Like, okay, I think it's dumb. But you know what? Maybe a lot of like people are into that kind of stuff. But that doesn't affect the movie. They can still add Harley Quinn, going with all the cartoon animation bullshit, wham, and comic book shit in the background, you know, for the little intro real quick. And that isn't going to affect the movie. Yeah. Okay? For the most part. I mean, yes, it'll be a little odd, you know, sticking to the grim tone, but that's not a big deal. What they did was on some next level type shit, bro. Like, all fucking with this movie. There's so much went on with this movie that, like, there's so much we still don't know. With Zach's movie, we have finally uncovered, like, every damn thing. But with this movie, there is so many big question marks still with who did what, why, and when. And what was supposed to be there. And, you know, we've got a rough idea, but there's a lot of shit that we just still don't know. And it's kind of maddening. But so let's jump over to this other one. And David Rogers, he said, how dope would it be to get a David Ayer Suicide Squad announcement and trailer on Halloween? Hey, Warner Media, HBO Max. You'd be serving the fans and yourselves because those Max subs numbers will probably double if you release the Ayer cut. I'm just saying. And then David Ayer posted this and he put dream.
Yep. And really, like I also tweeted this out that it actually would make sense because if you remember that very first Suicide Squad trailer, I said if you actually do watch it, it really does seem almost like a horror movie that would be fit for Halloween.
Right. And yes, it would. Yes, it would. And then over here, we've got right here, one of the scenes I am most interested in, and I love it, seeing the Joker in Arkham Asylum in the straitjacket. We know that there was a big scene with Harley Quinn involving the Joker that actually played out in real time. A lot of conversation, a lot of fleshed out stuff, showing how they met, showing how she tortured the Joker. In this scene, he's sitting there with a straitjacket. He's looking at the screen, and it looks great.
Yeah.
We've never seen this scene before, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just fucking phenomenal, man. Release the Ayer cut. Wonder Meg, I see her post at the top.
So, yeah, like really, like just thinking about, because we pretty much know like the grounds work of, we basically know most of the bullet points of Zack Snyder's Justice League. But in terms of the Ayer cut, that's really like the Pandora's box of Hollywood at this point. Like you can think of so many things.
I just, and then here's my thing, man. I always said this. Me and you, bro, we were like some of the earliest like OGs of the Snyder Cut movement, bro. And like we just spreaded the word. We participated. We dropped content. We did everything like that we could do, literally. And we finally, us and a group of a lot of other people around the world, man, we got this thing released. And I just can't, it's just hard for me to believe that. I understand that some people, and don't get me wrong, Zack's a motherfucking man. That's my dog, bro. I do this shit for Zack Snyder. I wouldn't be doing this shit now if it weren't for Zack Snyder. But at the same time, I don't understand. There's like a large portion of the Snyder Cut movement that just don't give two flying fucks about David Ayer or the Ayer cut. And it blows my mind for that for that portion. Not everybody. It's a lot of people giving a lot of great support and keep up the hard work. But there's like a portion that are just like, well, we got Zach's movie released. That's it. And it's like, okay, but you understand that David was the only person during that time frame that was helping Zach build this universe, that was working directly underneath Zach and helping expand this universe and keeping it 100 with Zach, having Zach's back, while also towing the company line. And him and Zach are the only people that created this universe and were tight and had each other's backs. And he worked for Zach underneath Zach, and made sure everything in his movie was just how Zach wanted it. We got Zach's Batman and Zach's Flash in there. Now, we don't know what degree of what was in the movie. We know it was much more than the theatrical cut. We don't know how much they tampered with it on the footage that we actually were allowed to see in the theatrical cut. But it pisses me off that, like, the Snyder Cut movement is so motherfucking big. And this movement is finally gaining traction, the Ayer cut. But this shit I feel like would already have a release date if we even got half of the Snyder Cut movement behind this damn thing. Yeah. We've got about a quarter of them right now. Yeah, and I just don't understand why they don't want to see this is part of Zach's vision too. No, It's not Zach's project specifically, but this is part of Zach's, and you think that Zach didn't have part in seeing who he wanted to play Joker. If you know what I'm saying? When Zach was the one that came up with Batman, you think that he would have let David Ayer just pick his own Joker without him even knowing who it is? Zach loved Jared Leto's Joker right off rip. He loved what David's ideas. He gave David a general outline, and David said, "How do you like this? How do you like that?" And they're like, "Yeah," and they worked together like a team, bro, and they built this fucking universe for us. And this movie directly continues, the true Ayer cut directly continues BVS Ultimate Edition, and then the end of the true Ayer cut directly leads into the Snyder cut.
Yep.
And it just doesn't make sense to me that people got his vision, as they say, but then they're not worried about the shit playing out like it's supposed to.
Yep.
Like there's a big ass gap that's never a void between BVS and the Snyder cut. BVS Ultimate Edition and the Snyder Cut, even with the two of them, when the Snyder Cut releases, it's going to be so phenomenal, and it's going to be way closer. It's going to be a direct sequel to BVS, yes, but there's going to be a huge gap that, like, in between of, like, content and material and characters and, like, a whole side timeline that's eventually supposed to circle around into a project that Zach was supposed to personally make with David's characters, but now that's off the table.
Yep, and this is actually something that you need to think about. Like, I've actually said this multiple times to people in the Snyder Cut movement. Like, the possibility of Zack Snyder's Justice League putting in references to events that happened in the Ayer cut that we didn't get to see is very high, because with the Ayer cut tying directly into being a prequel to Zack Snyder's Justice League is like you saying that, like, they would have probably mentioned something like, Enchantress doing something with Steppenwolf.
Right, and can you imagine eventually getting to a Justice League versus the Suicide Squad movie directed by Zack Snyder and co-director David Ayer or you know what I mean, or some shit, but directed by both of them, bro, or even you know what I mean, and you can tell that there was hints of that because the Joker was supposed to be on that boat in the Snyder Cut with Lex Luthor when he had that scene where he said, they're forming a team. Don't you think it's about time we did? Now, that was probably reshot to a degree from what Zach initially filmed. But the point is that it's very close. Even if it is, that's extreme.
Jesse Eisenberg actually said that whole That whole Legion of Doom post-credit scene was a complete reshoot. So
Right. So that basically means that there was something along them lines that the studio seen, and that's what they gave us instead of the real scene. And we know the Joker was supposed to be there, bro. He shot a music video with Rick Ross, and they was in that location on that same fucking boat. That is not a coincidence, dude. This was going to lead up to some big phenomenal shit down the road, to where maybe even the Joker and the Suicide Squad and the villains that were introduced in David's movie were at some point going to be forced to fucking team up with the Justice League to fight fucking Darkseid.
Yep.
Two movies down the line, bro.
Yep, because you see even in that Snyder Cut teaser, you see that Joker card floating by. There's no way that we also see Batman with the Joker card in Batman v Superman in the nightmare scene. There's no way that with two Joker references that the Joker is going to play a huge part in the future of the Snyderverse.
Right.
And once again with Jared Leto saying, "Man, I really do wish that I would team up with the Batman. The Joker and Batman would really be a good team up and all that." So yeah, there was definitely a Batman and the Joker team up gonna come along.
Right, and right here, I just want to read this to everybody, and I'm sure most of you have seen this, but right here, David Ayer posted this, and it's all together under Snyder Cut Spartan 07. It says we want to see David Ayer Suicide Squad #release Snyder Cut, or sorry, #release the Ayer Cut, and I'm so used to reading Snyder Cut shit. And here's bad guys that were cut completely from the film. The Goat Boy character was shown very briefly, super quick. The Sea Urchin was not shown at all. The Eyeball Man was shown super quick, like a glance and you'll miss it. And then next to him, there's like 5 other characters that were not in the movie at all, dude, at all. And then you look at some of this. Now, this is what previs looks like, people.
Yeah.
Okay, can you not tell?
Yeah, that's definitely.
Now look at how crazy this CGI shit was supposed to be, bro. This shit was supposed to be next level. It was supposed to make sense. It wasn't supposed to be rushed. It wasn't supposed to be chopped up. The tone of the movie wasn't supposed to be changed. It wasn't supposed to be reshot, re-edited, and then like a blur of bullshit CGI thrown on it super quick so they can meet the release date and pretend like they didn't do what they did to his movie to fool people to make sure they still go in the theaters and buy them fucking tickets. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you see the top one. You see a giant version of the Enchantress looking looking majestic, like Jeffrey Warfield said, like an angel type deal. You see, there's parademons that look like bugs. There's parademons that look more humanoid, that were humans that got turned into it. There's all this crazy shit in the background, cocoons. You see Enchantress sitting here on the ground, meditating like a Buddhist. Right here in this picture, and there's some kind of boom tube opening behind her, and it's trickling left and right and rippling. That looks dope. I haven't even seen that one before. I've never seen that. I've never seen this one in the middle. I just noticed it. I've seen all the other ones. Never seen that one. And then there's the other 2 that we've seen before that were the oldest. Goes oldest to newest. The bottom is the oldest previs that came out about from the true Ayer cut. And then all the way to the top goes to the newest. And right here, David Ayer says, this is right. Enchantress was under the control of a mother box, and Steppenwolf was prepping an invasion with a boom tube. Had to lose that. Then the Justice League story arcs evolved. And when he says evolved, he means that they reshot the movie and changed the Snyder cut to the point where we got what we seen, and they wanted him to change this shit so that it would make sense, or that it wouldn't have no connectivity to, they wanted to get rid of all connectivity slowly but surely. Steppenwolf boom tubes and parademons may have originally been in Suicide Squad. And then David Ayer says it was supposed to be a boom tube, and she was under the control of a mother box. And that's why she went into Amanda Waller's room and got the mother box, not her brother's vial.
Yeah.
All the apocalypse elements were stripped out late in the game.
So that
The machine right there. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
and really like late in the game, that lines up with the predictions that we have of the state of the Ayer cut with being 95% done. Just needs visual
Yeah,
effects
the
done.
CGI. Yeah, all the shit with like the Joker doing shit and the squad's action scenes. That shit is done. The fleshed out story, that shit is done. The shit with the crazy ass super over the top special effects that really need time to be done, them are unfinished as fuck. But everything else is done. That third act is really where all the portion of funding, whatever it would need to finish it, would need to be where it would all go to is that final act with all this shit, you know what I mean, leading up to the Justice League. With Steppenwolf and all, there would be shit throughout the movie. I'm sure surprises we haven't seen with light VFX, but I'm sure that shit is probably done. But this is the shit that needs to be completed. That's in a raw format, and we just seen a still from the Ayer cut that's unfinished that we just looked at earlier. This is what previs looks like, my friends. You see all these pictures? You can tell as soon as you look at it. This is what fucking previs looks like. Okay?
Yep.
So the machine concept was an attempt to create a ticking clock and a world threat. Okay. Agreed. The whole I have to build my machine thing was ridiculous.
Yeah, because
this is some guy that's responding, talking back to him, but yeah. So
because yeah, like with that whole create a machine to like that whole plot was like if you're an enchantress and you're saying I need to make a machine to destroy the humans, like you're a enchantress. You're like literally magic. Why do you need a machine to defeat humans? Essentially, like that makes no sense.
right. It just, it's just, just so much stuff. Right here, look at, there's a side-by-side comparison. Hold on, where did that just go? Oh, come back to me.
There.
What we wanted or what we got versus what we wanted. Now right here, this one. Look at the comparison. Look at this comparison.
Angelic.
Look at her. You see her?
Yeah.
Okay. Now hold on. Look. See the similarities?
Mm-hmm.
This is how you can tell this is an unfinished CGI. That is the same fucking scene almost. Not the same scene, but it takes place during the same time frame, and it's almost the same scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's just I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But yeah, and there is a lot of there's a lot of Spanish and Mexican sites, social media sites that really are pushing for the Ayer cut, and it surprises me. It don't really surprise me. It's not surprising at all. It just surprises me to see so much support from them and not very much support from the Snyder Cut movement. They're pushing for this shit hard. And this movie is just like us English motherfuckers, like Americans are just like, I don't know, like we're assholes. Like we're so picky and judgmental about shit, and like other people see it and they're just like blown away by what we could have gotten, so interested and appreciate art. We've been spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
And
really it kind of goes with what kind of what Wonder Woman said in BVS, that man created a world where being together is almost impossible. And then you look at kind of the election, and it's kind of like the same thing with that. Just saying, like, looking at the election, it's not that good. looking like on both sides.
Right, exactly. And it's just, I mean, it just blows my mind, man. And there's the I just want to tell everybody as well. They've been campaigning for the Ayer cut on Twitter and Instagram. I'm more on Twitter for the most part, and I've seen on Twitter lately that the at RT Ayer cut SS account has been pushing and doing stuff to get it out. They're sponsoring vet dogs, doing donations to charity for vet dogs. They're doing donations to charity, like following the steps of the Snyder Cut movement. They're doing things about making Joker cards. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So you guys should, if you're interested in this, make sure you're partaking in this stuff and make sure you're helping spread the word. Make sure you're staying up to date with what's going on, because as of right now, it's looking like this could be a countdown to the announcement of the Ayer cut. I could be speaking too soon. I could be wrong. Don't quote me, but I'm saying things are looking good as of right now. Things are looking damn good.
And
it's looking like AT&T and Warner Max is testing the waters with this thing. And if you guys are interested in this, you got to go in full swing, and you don't got to do it all the time, but you need to make sure your voice is heard. Make sure you're sharing the content. You're tagging HBO Max. There's the RT Cut Ayer on Twitter. They're doing great work too. It's separate than the RT Ayer Cut SS. It's ran by different people. Same goal. Doesn't matter which one you partake in, but just do the damn thing, man.
Yep. And Rasha Taylor actually came in with a huge comment by saying, Rasha Taylor, that's exactly what my 12-year-old said. But she's magic, right, Mom? Why would she need a machine? 12-year-old didn't see the logic in that. Not even 12-year-old saw the logic in that.
Right. Oh man. But yeah, guys. So it's looking like it might be a countdown. Follow David Ayer on Instagram. Follow David Ayer on Twitter. Follow at Cut Ayer on Instagram and Twitter, and follow at RT Ayer Cut SS on Twitter. And keep up with this shit, because it's looking like some bombshells are going to be continuously dropping. It looks like maybe a countdown is on its way to the announcement or of this thing, possibly. Things are looking good. I think AT&T and Warner Max are testing the waters with this thing right now to see what kind of push there is for this film and how bad do people actually want to see it. Is it a good investment? So we got to make sure that if that is what's going on, that they know that we want this damn thing like a mofo. And so we're going to jump into some of these comments, and then we're going to end this live stream because we're at the hour mark here soon. Let's see. Whoa, Rasha Taylor, Incubus, DC Talk with Extended. What's up, brother? I just seen your comment. What's up, everybody? Glad to see you in here as usual. 6 people in here. Smash that like button and smash that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And also, if you're new to Jeffrey Warfield's channel on YouTube, go over there. Jeffrey, what's your YouTube channel? How does it read?
Jeffrey Warfield, same thing.
Oh, same thing. Okay. Jeffrey Warfield, yep, subscribe to him. Follow us on Twitter, all of that shit, guys. Zebra Fat, what's up, brother? He said, we are getting the Snyder Ayer cut.
And one more thing, apparently, like, someone took a picture of basically like the code movie of what Zack Snyder's Justice League is, and it is Project 166, and apparently people actually found out that Zack was actually born in March 1st, 1966. So maybe the first episode of the Snyder Cut is March 1st.
Oh, that would be great, man. Oh my. Okay, Jeffrey just blew my mind again, bro. Every day with Jeffrey, man, it's phenomenal, man. He's a great dude. This guy's so smart, man. Leto as Morbius is going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
it's going to be damn awesome, but I'm jealous because I'm jealous that DC was stupid enough to let an A-list actor like Leto slide, let Marvel take him from up under him. Same thing with, how do you let Will Smith go? You get Will Smith to agree to be in your movie, and Will Smith signed a multi-picture deal. If things went good, and so did Leto, and they just let them both slide on down. Like, get the fuck out of here. You guys are some bullshit. Warner Brothers Pictures is trash. They're straight ass for that.
And that's the thing. Like, this is the dumber thing. They like how people say that dude the WB took out William Dafoe in the Snyder Cut. This is something dumber. They canceled a Will Smith movie as Deadshot when he was loved by the fans as Deadshot. How do you do that? Like, I don't see the logic in that. Like I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, you like Will Smith as Deadshot, and let's get rid of him."
That's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. I'm so serious. It makes how many people went to the theater just alone because in the trailer they're like, "What is this?" Like your general. Now I'm speaking purely on your general audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like your hardcore moviegoers, your nerds, your fanatics, your fans, your general audience. They're watching this shit. Imagine back in 2015, they're watching the trailer for this shit, and they're like, oh, that's different. Oh, that's Will Smith. Will Smith shooting some motherfuckers. Oh, I'm down. I'm down. Shit, I don't know what it is. I mean, it looked good. I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many people just Will Smith playing one of them characters? How many people came to see him, and the way that they mistreated the content that they filmed for Will Smith? I mean, he was the least. His footage was the least finessed with, the least altered out of everybody's, but it was still altered and cut down. And the fact that they didn't bring him back, he had a standalone movie on the table. They just greenlit that, threw it on a shelf somewhere at Warner Brothers Pictures, let there collecting dust, along with the Joker standalone, along with Mad Love, all that shit. Just threw it to the wind. Next. Just throwing shit at the wall, see if it sticks. Nope, okay.
Yeah, because really, once again, Jared Leto, I can kind of see because he wasn't really liked.
There was a lot of what it was with Leto was that he was the first Joker after Heath Ledger. That's all there was to it, bro. The reason why, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was totally different. I loved his Joker as well, but he was a weird alternate universe, alternate take on a super down to earth like Taxi Driver version of Joker, Joker and Batman type shit. Like, it was so weird and specific that if it wasn't called Joker and they didn't say Bruce Wayne in the movie, like, it could have been a movie about anything, just about a mentally ill man. And I'm not bashing the movie at all. The movie did great. I loved the movie. But think about this. Imagine if his movie would have been the first portrayal of Joker after Heath Ledger's death. He would have got way more criticism. See, people got to get all their anger out and bash on Leto to the point where it wasn't cool to do anymore. And they were just finally accepted the fact that Heath was gone. So by the time Joaquin Phoenix's Joker came around, everybody was ready. They were ready. They were ready for something new. They were ready to not be biased. They were ready to open up their mind, their hearts, and cut the bullshit with the gatekeeping. Okay.
Yeah, and really, for me, when it comes to Heath Ledger as Joker.
Well, on top of that, though, Joaquin Phoenix, he actually got to film a steadily coherent movie, completely unaltered. If Leto had done that, he wouldn't have got half the bullshit if people would have seen what he actually filmed.
Yep, and this is actually something that I want to get out of the way. Like, it really has me with Heath Ledger as Joker. Like, really, to me, I think Heath Ledger as the Joker was okay. I'm glad people liked him, but really, like for me, like I really did like Jack Nicholson. I really, for me, the top peak of live action Joker is actually Jack Nicholson. Like to me, Jack Nicholson is really my personal favorite live action Joker, and
I
and
got
it,
it.
and really like I could see really glimpses of that Joker in Jared Leto's performance, and he was trying to make it his own, but we didn't get to see that full thing because think about it like this, like kind of think about it like you think about it like how in Batman v Superman you had Superman in there. He's half the headliner, but he only had 40 lines in the theatrical cut. But then in the Ultimate Edition, with that full context of what was going on, you're like, oh wow, he this was actually great. So really, I see it kind of like that, where where I see the potential in the theatrical and extended cuts, but I still need that full burger to really get Jared Leto's performance, and that's really what people need. And really just to think about this, like the costume sales, like I looked at the costume sales for Halloween with Jared Leto's Joker versus Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and the sales of who Jared Leto's Joker's costume is very high.
Oh,
So
it's high. Yeah, it's up there.
yeah, just looking at the pricing, you can see that Jared Leto's Joker costume is way more expensive than Joaquin Phoenix's Joker costume. And I'm just saying, money talks. There's a demand for Jared Leto's Joker.
Flat out. Hey, well said. And DC talked with Extended. He said, we don't know if Ayer had Easter eggs in his cut. And I'll tell you this much for a fact. I know for a fact that we don't know what he had in there. So no one
Yeah.
can say. I'll tell you for 100% that I'm 100% sure that there is more Easter eggs in his movie. You know why? Because even in the theatrical cut, there was a big ass Easter egg, bold front and center, with Zack Snyder's Watchmen in the theatrical cut with the smiley face. You remember that? When
Yeah.
Harley Quinn walked up and she busted the glass, remember the smiley face? You don't remember? The yellow smiley face? That
Oh
was
yeah.
an Easter egg to Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a big Easter egg. There was also a couple of small ones. I have to go back and look at them to see what they were. So there was definitely Easter eggs already in the theatrical Butchered movie. So imagine his true cut is definitely going to have a few more.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rasha Taylor, I'm sorry I did not see this comment until just now. Can we see a close-up of those images, please? I can barely see any of the details. Which ones? I can maybe pull it up real quick. Anyway, so let's see.
And
Post about other content on there too. And in the end, with the hashtag release the Ayer cut, I've done a couple that way because I feel like they'll notice it more because you're talking about another current show first.
yep. And Elif also came in with another one at the bottom here that says that's the problem with DC and movies. People aren't comparing to the comics. They're comparing to Reeve, Keaton, Bale, Ledger, hey, etc. It sucks that general public is like against the source material. And yeah, that's exactly right because really in terms of comics, like you can really tell that in the original comics, not a lot of people know this, but in the original comics, the Joker actually did start off as a straight up gangster. Just like Jack Nicholson, and and really that also really did explore that he actually did have he actually did have a gang and all that. And also the same thing with Henry Cavill's Superman. Like he people say that people always go to the Christopher Reeves because that was the first, and that is quote, the first Superman in live action, and people say that he's the definitive version. No, he's not. He may be your favorite, but he's not the definitive version. And and this actually came from a Superman comic book writer who said that Christopher Reeve as Superman isn't really his favorite because he said that the general population is talking about aesthetic. Like people are talking about aesthetic and not the actual comics that they actually came from. If you
Right.
actually look into the actual comics that it came from, Superman was actually a much more deep and complex character, and that's what Zach was actually going for, a more into the comics where he was a very deep and complex character, just like the Joker, and so many times.
And
So
I just wanted
yeah.
to say this real quick. This comment. You're talking about the same idiots that cut 80% of Jared Leto, a Grammy winner, playing Joker. You're damn right, man. And you could
Yeah.
not say that any better than how you just said it. It's just the decisions, even on a corporate level, were just so odd, so strange, just so bad and just stupid that I just still cannot wrap my head around the shit, even now, just to this day. Yeah. And Leto got crucified in the general pop media. Yeah, but what it is just that the voices of the naysayers at the time, there wasn't more of them, and they didn't go out and pay to see the damn movie any fucking way. So they needed to shut their damn mouths. Leto was the Joker from the comics, the first Joker.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
See, Ray or Ryan, the general public are Nolanites that worship Rotten Tomatoes. Their first introduction to DC was Dark Knight. Well, I won't go that far to categorize all of them. There was definitely a Nolanite gang, for sure. They're definitely, I will say that much. And they don't understand that, the movies were great. I liked them. We all liked them. But guess what? That was how many years? Over 10 years ago now?
Yeah, over 10 years.
It's never going to come back. It was done. It's great. We can always go back and watch it. But that's done and over with. And they're never going to do a redo. There's never going to be more of that movie, of them 3 movies. It was legendary, but it's done. It's over with. Life has got to move on over 10 years later, bro. And it's like you can't like, I don't know. It just
and just like and really with what you said there, like just like with the Schumacher cut, people they know that there's not gonna be another Val Kilmer Batman movie, but they really just want to see what the original vision of Joel Schumacher's version of Batman Forever was. That's just it. They don't think they already know that there's not going to be another Joel Schumacher cut. They really just want closure with it.
Right. Anyway, so I'm going to read this last comment, and then I've got to get off and end the stream, guys, and I appreciate you guys coming and checking this out. Our jam session, Jeffrey, may or may not be cut. Depends on if they give us flags for it. I don't know how, but these content bots or big guys up top, they're like, getting pissed off about dumb shit, and they're flagging my channel because they don't like what I'm saying. So the only thing they can do is stop me from getting views and shit like that. But, which is whatever. But so let's read this comment by South Cali Guy. What's up, yo? Happy to see you. Love Jared Leto's Joker. I know he was going to kill it, and in my opinion, he did. In my opinion, too. But I also know that they reshot enough material to make him do stupid shit that added to the criticisms of why he wasn't supposedly liked by the mainstream, which is complete bullshit. We'll get into that another time. He was definitely unhinged and crazy, but still had that range, showing that he did love Harley, even though he was crazy. Released the Ayer cut. Yes, I do agree. I do agree with that. And also there, people criticized his laugh. Well, there was a scene where he was in the helicopter scene, and he was laughing just like the Joker. He was like, ah! He was shooting that machine gun. And I thought to myself, that's the perfect laugh for his version right there. Like, you gotta understand, he's got the he's got 3 different laughs, bro. He's got the casual laugh, he's got the medium laugh, then he's got that unhinged like the Joker. When he was just crazy and got his ass beat by Batman, he's bleeding everywhere. Like, they did a lot of research into this, and we don't even know if the laugh even sounds the same in the Ayer cut. We don't know how it was altered. We don't know how it was shortened. And it just in general, just everything about him, we don't know. We just don't know. And but anyway, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for watching Strong Arm Flix. Thank you, Jeffrey, for coming on the show again. I appreciate you. And till next time, guys. Peace.